Welcome to Everything Hollywood with Jay Simon. Darling, get your tea, get your cocktail, get your coffee, get whatever it is that you need because we're going to sip this piping hot tea, share, and send it to your group chat because we're about to get into it. So to know Jay Simon is to know that I am a fanatic of the Housewives, darling. I mean, I am a wife. But the reality is I've been following Housewives for all the decades they've been on TV and they just never get old. But we are back with the new season of Potomac Housewives right here in my region, in my area, the DMV. And Karen Huger, the grand dame, was behind bars. Can you believe it? The thought of not having her fabulosity on the show just cringed me, but she is back, she is released, and I cannot wait to see the cameras swarm in and give us what Miss Karen has up her sleeve. So if you're a TV junkie like me and you're loving all that is on the fall lineup, we have to talk about the 21st season and revamp of Project Runway. Not only did they bring back Nina Garcia, Heidi Klum, and Luxury Law, let's talk about who the real star is on the panel, and that is Luxury Law, giving us taglines from the remake of Tyra Banks to the point where Tyra actually cringed and telling people that he's going to beat them up because their looks are that bad. Luxury Law is making the new revamp of Project Runway astounding. They are approaching their actual finale episode, and you need to tune in to see who's actually going to grab the money and the runway. But the reality is Luxury Law should be here to stay. So let's talk about how music is the gift that keeps on giving in 2025, darling, and everybody has a new release. We have a new release from Cardi B, Teyana Taylor, Doja Cat, Mariah Carey, and Mariah the Scientist. That is an immaculate list to break down. But let's get into it because I'm going to give you my rank from first to fifth. So this is going to shock you all so very much. But in number 5 has to come in the legendary, iconic Mariah Carey. I am devastated by the new release of her new album. I was anticipating a greatness of Emancipation of Mimi moment. I thought it was about to come out and give us vocal, give us beats, give us a flow, give us a vibe. And I feel like Mariah's trying to be young. And that right now, Mariah needs to understand who she is and what she stands in. We don't need you to be anything but who you are as Mariah. And surprisingly, the gospel singles are actually my favorite singles on the album. So maybe Mariah should go and do as a gospel album. Maybe it'll be number 1. At number 4, I had Teyana Taylor, surprisingly again. Now, Teyana Taylor, I love the fact that we have watched her journey. Teyana Taylor is like the hidden gem that is now having her moment. She started so many years ago and she worked and she worked and she worked and she climbed to the top and she is at the top. Fashions baby, body baby, how she overcome the divorce baby, it's all 8. But it was giving me very much Beyonce vibes. And only Beyonce can do Beyonce. You be that how you will. Number 3, I am going to have to say it's going to be Doja Cat. Doja Cat came back and gave us an 80s vibe. And I am here for the nostalgia, darling. I love the visuals, I love the songs, I love the lyrics, I love every moment about it. I feel that the 80s is a time that we need to go back into. Y'all have beat the 90s to death. We don't want any more 90s R&B. We don't want any more 90s anything, fashions, nothing. We want new eras. There was a lot of great eras. And Doja stepping in the 80s, that one for me. At number 2, oh, my number 1 and my number 2 is so hard. But at number 2 is going to be Cardi B with I Am the Drama. First of all, let's talk about how Cardi is on a winning streak. Cardi is not only pregnant, Cardi is not only with a new man, and Cardi is not only with a new album, she also has a new tour coming out, darling. And the tour is starting in February. She's pregnant, she's gonna drop the baby, she's gonna get in the studio and give us this new tour. But I am actually excited about the tour because the album, Tens, it gave me tens. I felt like for the first time we got to really know Cardi. Cardi didn't go in the studio and just make music to be a rapper. She gave us a story. She gave us what happened behind her and Offset. It just really is something that you can connect with. And on top of it, the features are groundbreaking. Lizzo, Summer Walker, Janet Jackson, the list goes on, Kalani. It's just a collective art of music that it's timeless. It is a moment in time for hip hop with Cardi B's new album. And last but not least, the number one spot is Miss Mariah the Scientist. Now it's so shocking that Mariah the Scientist is at number one and Mariah, who we've known for decades, is at number 5. But however, let's just talk about the fact that Mariah the Scientist has come and given us a moment in time in music. Even though she may not be the strongest vocalist, the production, the music, the lyrics, the energy, the feel, it gave us that moment where you put on the album and you fell in love with the music. You fell in love with where you was, and it just reminded you of how much you was in love. It just was a great moment in time. And Mariah, Scientist, she needs her Grammys. Give her 10s. Thank you. So there is so many exciting things happening in fashion right now, darling. Fashion Week has been turning. There's been so many surprises. But let's talk about the number one heartfelt surprise that just really took me under was Wendy Williams showing up in New York Fashion Week looking stunning. Wendy Williams came to Fashion Week in New York and showed us that, honey, you can't hold her down. Wendy is going to be here to stay no matter what, whether she's on a TV screen, whether she's giving us hot topics, or whether she's showing up at Fashion Week. Wendy showed up and she showed completely out. It was just the moment that I waited for to see her documentaries and to see what she's going through was so gut-wrenching. But it was great to see her triumph. And I love her strength. And Wendy, you did that, baby. Give her 10s. And the biggest moment now happening in Paris Fashion Week is the takeover of decades. We have a new designer in the house of Bottega Veneta, darling. The new designer, Louis Trouter, at the house of Bottega Veneta is almost like Karl Lagerfeld taking over Chanel in the 1990s. I am floored. I'm blown away. The pieces that came down the runway knocked the audience on the floor. It was a standing ovation. It is running up and down your timelines. It is going to be the biggest collection in all the stores. I am so glad to see a good revamp. A lot of our designers are leaving. We are losing a lot of masters, and we have a lot of new designers coming in. And he did not come to play, darling. There was not a crumb left. There was not a fork left. There was not a spoon left. I don't even think a plate was left, darling. The table was cleared. It was cleared. The collection ate. And what we need to do is send those flowers and those roses to Miss Tina Knowles, because, baby, when I tell you that she raised 2 immaculate daughters. So we have Solange Knowles come and has launched a library, a digital library for Black people. She is housing all of the unique and very rare Black literature. You can go on Solange's page and you can hit the link in her page to her new digital library. That now you can look up stories and fashion and magazines and everything that is Black culture that is now going extinct. Leave it to Solange and Beyonce to be very rooted in their heritage, darling. And I love the fact that in Tina Knowles' book, she always told us how the intellect was always Solange, and now we see it. Now she's opening up her own library. Kudos to Solange, fabulous. I live for it. Solange is something special, and I can't wait to get on and start reading up on so many immaculate Black stories. So up and down my timeline has been Ray J, apparently with the feds, building a RICO case against Kim Kardashian.
Federal RICO though, on KK and Chris.
I would keep that one.
Ooh. The federal RICO I'm about to drop on Chris and Kim is about to be crazy. The feds is coming. There's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy.
I'm tired, y'all, in 2025. Yeah, I got my lace tired. You got my bleach blonde tired. The makeup is tired. Everything's tired of the fact that we have turned into snitches. Now, I'm tired of the 90s fashions, but what I'm not tired of is the 90s mentality. Can we go back to the time where God took care of people? And it didn't need to be you. Ray J, have a seat. Have a seat. Let them eat. Let them be happy. Let them do whatever. And if they are doing something undercover, if they are doing whatever they're doing, God will take care of it. But these black men being snitches, I wanted to go to Rise. I needed to go to Rise. I can't do it no longer. Thank you. So let's talk about the most exciting moment that is on our timelines right now. Miranda Priestly, darling, aka Meryl Streep. Yes, you got that right. It's not Meryl Streep as Miranda Priestly. It's Miranda Priestly, aka Meryl Streep, that then showed up in Paris Fashion Week, darling, at the Dolce & Gabbana show in full character, shooting the new sequel to The Devil Wears Prada. Of course, she met up with the fashion god Anna Wintour, who she actually is playing in The Devil Wears Prada, and tells Anna Wintour that this is her actually first fashion show. Well, for it to be the first fashion show, darling, whoever is on wardrobe at The Devil Wears Prada ate down, give them their stands. Miranda Priestly ate at the front row. It was the greatest moment ever, and it shows just how talented Meryl Streep really is. It's like we want to see her at all the shows now. She just looks so striking. It just was such a moment. But what I am a little sad about is that they're giving us all the moments of the movie. I want to get to the movie and I want to jump out my skin. I don't want to see the entire movie before we get to it. So can we put the cameras down, stop putting it on blogs for a moment? Let us get to the movie. Seriously. Miranda Priestly and Dolce & Gabbana was everything that we needed for Milan and Paris Fashion Week, darling. Here at Everything Hollywood, darling, we just gave you all of the piping hot tea and anything that's exciting in Hollywood right now. If Jay didn't give it to you, it doesn't matter. I'll see you next time.